very quickly. They were able to encounter a couple of witnesses that were in the building when the fire started. Fortunately, everyone got out of the building safely. The origin of the fire is still under investigation. And through the good work of the Buffalo Fire Department, the fire was contained to the one building. A fire like this could have gone down the street. Fortunately, that didn't happen. Councilmember Nowakowski and I have had the opportunity to speak to the owner of the property this morning. She certainly has been in touch with Buffalo Fire, and we will do everything to address this situation as quickly as possible for the safety of the neighborhood. And I'm going to turn things over to Commissioner Rinaldo.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. As the Mayor laid out the timeline, yes, the incident occurred, well, we got the report of the incident at roughly 5:44 this morning. Crews arrived very quickly. They encountered a heavy fire, large volume of smoke. So they quickly called Division Chief on location, quickly called for extra companies, extra 2-in-1, 2 engines in a truck, and then they actually went up from there to a full second alarm. So we made an initial attack, but we quickly brought everybody out. We went into a defensive posture. So the damage was quite extensive. Early estimates are $750,000 to the building, $500,000 to the contents. As the Mayor said, our crews did an amazing job keeping the fire contained from spreading to adjacent structures. It appears the fire started in the exterior of the building, lower rear exterior, but more on that is definitely still under investigation. And Lieutenant Krathaus from our Fire Investigation Unit is with me, and he'll take your questions on that.
Can you share what the witnesses saw when they were inside the building?
They were just made aware that there was a fire outside, and they went to investigate and then called 911 when they realized there was an actual fire.
Talk about, I guess, the response to the fire in terms of just how many houses were called and just how many firefighters were fighting this, and there's no reported injuries of any firefighters or anything that were battling the blaze?
Right. Well, there's about anywhere from 15 to 20 pieces of apparatus responding to the fire, typical second alarm, and anywhere from 40 to 50 firefighters would accompany those apparatus. So that's typical for a fire that size, a second alarm response.
Mayor, I don't know if you can talk about more about this, or even Mitch, for your sake too, just what this business meant for the community and how much of a loss this will be for Allentown.
I want to have the council member speak to that, but certainly this is an iconic business in the community. It's part of the fabric of Allentown. Council member knows it well, has spent a lot of time in this community with the residents and the businesses, so I want to turn things over to Councilmember Nowakowski.
Thank you, Mayor. As District Council member representing Allentown, today is an incredibly sad day for not only the residents but the businesses and really the fabric of the Allentown community, as this structure is really close to the identity to a lot of Buffalonians who had generations of their parents and then themselves going to the Pink. And I just want to thank first and foremost the response of the Buffalo Police Department, who really ensured swift action to make sure that this structure did not take other structures. The fire department taking down other structures with it. As you know, Allentown is a very historic and old neighborhood, so containing these fires is incredibly important. And I want to thank also ultimately again the swift action of the Buffalo Fire Department, making sure that the health and safety around this area was secure and that there are no injuries. But as someone who directly represents Allentown, this is an incredibly sad day in our history. And moving forward, we really have to keep the owner in our thoughts as she made investments not so long ago into this structure, and that this old-time historic structure is now clearly going to be demolished as it is not salvageable.
Is there a belief that the business can be rebuilt? I mean, I know that it's going to be demolished, but is there hope that maybe a new Pink will be established here in Allentown?
Buffalonians and Allentowners don't like to be told no or that anything is impossible, so I'm always going to err on the side of optimism, but right now a long generation standpoint here at the Pink is now gone, and I think that folks really have to mourn that the loss of the structure and a lot of the memories that are held in that structure as well, because it seems that as the world changed, the Pink stayed the same, and at times people really hold on to that nostalgia and those memories that they built here in the Allentown neighborhood and at the Pink.
Because of the condition of the structure, Buffalo Fire has ordered an emergency demolition that will be taking place at some point today. Obviously, the investigation is still ongoing. Deputy Commissioner of Permits and Inspections, Kevin Gould, will be on scene all day, and Permits and Inspections will supervise that demolition. I also want to recognize New York State Senator Sean Ryan. This is his district, and thank the senator for coming out.
Sad day today.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Is it determined where the fire started, Commander?
Lieutenant Krathouse?
Yes, sir.
Is it determined where the fire started, or is it too difficult because it couldn't be inside the structure, so the fight from outside?
Our area of origin was in the rear exterior of the structure.
Somewhere started there?
Correct.
Any idea how long this investigation will take?
We have to gather all the information that's out there and then process that information. So it's unclear how much information will be out and how long that will take at this point.
Any surveillance video, things of that nature?
We're looking into everything.
Is there a total loss damage?
I believe the commissioner said
Yes, early estimates are $750,000 to the building, $500,000 to the contents.
Senator, just want to get your thoughts overall in terms of the extent of the damage that you see here today.
It's a sad day. You know, this bar was a icon not just for this neighborhood, but for all of Western New York. One of my staffers met her husband there. I'm having some plumbing work done in my house, and the plumber came in and said he's from Holland, New York, but he had met his wife here. So I've been through almost all my stages of adulthood. We're in the Pink, so I was probably in here before I was supposed to be in here. And then when I lived away, I would come home, and this is the place we would go. Then when my kids became older, this is one of the places I took them. So it's really one of those bars that have made it through every transition of Buffalo. But the Pink was an amazingly open place. You can go there as a punk rocker. You could be anywhere on the spectrum, and you can just be, someone in business attire. You were welcome. As long as you were cool. Everyone was welcome there. So it was a wonderful place, and we're really going to miss it, and I'm going to miss it.
Is there anything from the state or even the city level as well? I mean, if they do hope to rebuild, that state or the city can help fund to try to bring this iconic business back?
I think that's early right now to determine. Councilmember Nowakowski and I spoke to the owner. She's spoken to her insurance company. Said that she's fully insured, so we'll see how that goes.
And this is really in the lieu of a large infrastructure project here on Allen Street that completely changed the landscape. We had Allen Street finally really be able to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic, which really hurt the businesses on this street. So after all of this work and making it so far, after a large infrastructure project, a global pandemic, we now see an iconic structure, the Pink, on Allen Street go down up in flames, and it's really a sad day for Allentown residents who really built this into their cultural identity as an Allentowner, but as a Buffalonian. So I know moving forward, there's the Allentown Association. There are organizations that are here locally that I know will be discussing the future business strip on Allen Street.
Well, we all remain hopeful, right? If the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris burned down and they built it back, who knows? Maybe we can build back the Pink to its grandeur.
Thank you.